I want to record a video here reinforcing a concept that I talk about often, which is which chart is in control of where price action is looking to go. And this is not your control chart on the trade. We talk about this often in when I'm streaming live or in the trade room. This is, you're looking at the system, looking for clues, and you're saying, okay, which one of the charts, at least out of the 4 charts set up initially, do you see as the control chart? And then, of course, maybe you're stepping it up. And this is a good example. I shared this in the group today. I wanted to go through the example here instead of just sharing it over in a quick text update. But this is a good example where chart 3 is really showing that it is in control of where the price wants to go. Now, when I say in control, the way I like to visualize it, and this is just for me, I don't talk about anything I don't really know or how I can explain it. But the way I like to visualize it is that the market's an algorithm, and the best visual I can give is that you've got some large, super hedge fund, full connected, got a whole couple floors of traders and capital to deploy. And this person is saying, okay, where am I going to drive the market to find the liquidity? Okay, I know that's not the way the market works, but I just like to think of it this way. And then I really use the system to project out, okay, which chart is showing me that it's in control? And then where can I use the other charts to then back up that thesis or then to get into the trade? So for me, it was obvious that the key level on chart 3 is showing that it's actually in control. And since it's chart 3 and that's the largest time frame that we use, what you're going to do then is you're going to want to back up to either the 240 or the daily. So if we go back and we're looking at the NQ and the 4 chart setup, I know I just jumped in here. It's very obvious. I mean, you this every trader in the world can see the key level here, which is right around 639 spot 50 on the NQ. And so that's the key level. Now, when we correlate this to what we see on the actual, and you can see I'm in a trade now. I'm looking to short it, and then I'm looking to go down. I'm looking to go long on an RDA check on chart 3. But I don't want to get distracted here. But if we go here and we say, okay, the key level that we're really looking for here on a test, at least the first key level, is right here, which is right around 627 spot 25. And then we go back to the daily. That's pretty close to the 640 level. If we go and say, okay, the 640 level, where does that put us? That puts us right here. Let's just say the 646 doesn't have to be exact. This range here is really what I'm looking for as far as room for this trade, where this trade is going. And keep in mind, this is, since it's the chart 3, your time frames and your ATR and your ranges are longer. So then what you're doing is you're saying, okay, that the thesis here is it does look like we got 2 charts correlating here. We've got the daily chart that's giving us a level that we can say, okay, wants to be tested. We've got chart 3 that is in control. And then we look at the thesis and say, okay, well, chart 1 is backing up that thesis because it's momentum and bias long. We are above the opening range here. So as long as we maintain that, the thesis for chart 3 still being in control is in play. Now, you might be wondering, well, where does chart 4 come into play? How does that play a role in this overall thesis of what we're looking at here? What I would say is that how you use chart 4 in this scenario is it gives you the key levels of where you expect reactions. And then based on those reactions, you're looking to buy the pullbacks for the long trade. And I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I will, but I'll leave that for a member video. But I just wanted to share this just kind of briefly because I mention this often when I'm streaming, and I know people sometimes get confused of what do you mean by control chart. What I'm always looking for is the thesis of which chart controls the market. Because if we drop down to the 240 on this as well, 240 is the 4-hour. Now, if you use the 240, then you drop down to the 240. But if you don't use the 240, then drop up, I should say, to the daily. So once you've said, hey, look, the 60, chart 3 has said that it looks like it's in control, you need to go up a time frame to see, okay, what are the true levels that I'm looking against? So you're either going to jump to the 240, the daily, or the 4-day. And then what you're going to do is you're going to correlate that out, and you're going to say, okay, well, I can say between 630, I mean, there's a high there. There's no key level, but what the 240 is really telling us is that there's a higher level around 669 that the 240 we would expect some form of reaction. Obviously, the ultimate reaction zone on the 240 is up here. That's at 711. So we go back. Now, of course, I could put the 240 on this charting platform. Looks like I need to get out of this trade. So let's do one more short here. And then if that doesn't work out, I'll get out of this trade. Shouldn't be trading and recording a video at the same time, but it is what it is. The reason why I did that is that we are at the end of the hour. We're going into the afternoon session. So I don't expect a move here. I actually expect it to maybe test up, be a false move, and then come down and range for a bit because we're going to the afternoon session. But that's my thesis for the trade. I already analyzed it. So now I'm just scaling in accordingly. Now, if we go here and go back so I don't lose my place, what I actually did. So if we go back here and we said, well, what did I say? Right around the 711 between the 670. Of course, I could put these charts on this platform, but I just don't think it's necessary because you can do this real quick. That puts us way up here. I don't think that's in play right now. I don't think it's something we should consider as far as this move. So as I would be projecting this out here, I think we're spot on. I think as this level gets taken out, we've already projected out what our next levels is, which is right around that 711 level, which is what we'd be looking for. So if this does maintain and hold and it doesn't sell off here, I'm looking for a sell off and then get picked up on the pullback to the RDA is what I'm still looking for. If that doesn't unfold, then obviously everything I've talked about here is moot. But at this point in time where the market's at, where I'm at in the day, answering the 3 questions, I still think that chart 3 is the control chart of the market. And I know for some that are just new to what we do here, this is the type of videos I'm going to be pushing out because I've spent the last 5 years or so explaining my system. I have full training. I have everything. I have the system fully explained in the training and even YouTube. There's a lot of the philosophy. I stream. At this point, for me to continue to create videos and to help people have breakthroughs and light bulbs go off, I've got to be talking about advanced concepts and not slow down and explain every little thing. All that's on YouTube if you're not a member of the training. If you aren't, join Discord, follow along. You know, the trade rooms sometimes open to the public. If not, you can ask a lot of questions. I have playlists on YouTube and everything else. For members, these concepts that I'm covering in these videos, I'm just going to be speaking at high level for now on. If you're new, if you're a new alpha and you just joined the training, here's what I would suggest for the videos that I'm releasing is that go through the training and get familiar with the system, make it your own. Of course, I talk about that often. And then come back to these videos because these videos assume that you understand the concepts that's in the RDTS, that you understand every concept, you understand the rules and how we trade with them, you understand momentum and bias. But it doesn't help anymore for me to do just very basic videos because I've done all that. I've spent the last 5 years plus doing all that. And now it's time to really speak at a higher level and advance people to the next level. So those are the type of videos I'll be pushing out here. So now that I'm back to creating videos on YouTube, you want to subscribe, join Discord. If you are ready to jump in to one of the best trade systems ever developed in mankind, get on Discord, send me an email, say, how do I get started with the Rex Dog trade system? Look forward to seeing you in the next video.